Right, looks like I am live, so I'm gonna go ahead and start playing some chess. I'm gonna try to go tab to tab to see if there are people that do join in. If not, then I'll be playing some chess, or we'll just continue to play some chess. I recently lost the last game, as you can see here, my highest rating. Let's go over to the stats section for a second. Here we go. So I only do 3-minute chess for the most part, and I recently had a new high score, or a new high rating, I should say. So my highest rating is 1276 that I did, 2 days ago. So relatively close to that. So trying to get to 1300, we'll see how that goes, but we'll go ahead and just start hammering some chess. And I'll check the chat stuff in between games since it's really hard to focus, check chat, and make sure I'm not wasting too much time of the actual game. But most of the time I just do normal Italian opening stuff. It's a weird opening. I don't know much about specific openings and the names of different stuff, but I generally do the same stuff repeatedly. So that's not good because he's going to take there. Unfortunate. But what I think I have to do is this. Because then he takes, I take, he takes, I take back. I guess he didn't want to take. So it's unfortunate when stuff like that happens because then it just basically ruins the whole game for that particular one. It's only 2 points though. I've certainly come back from worse. We'll pop over to here. Oh, I see I have one person, so I'm kind of tabbing back and forth to the chat, so I'm not the best at being able to see both. And in the middle of the game, I might not be able to see a response as quickly, but I'm trying my best. I don't live stream too much. I want to make sure I can still win on time if I need to. First part of 3-minute chess is just finding a move that will work. Obviously, that's a problem in any chess, but just not wasting too much time to find whatever move could be potentially work, and to make that move one that's not going to be just constant blunders. He's just going to take that pawn. Oh no, I got two pieces defending it there. We are going to open that up. It's obviously not good. It's going downhill really quickly in this one, but I don't know. That's actually a pretty easy move. Of course, then he does that. I could do that. Pressure his rook a little bit. I think I did change this to be a high singing, dancing musician. Focus on the game. I've tried it. Let's see. So this is certainly not good. I can definitely just take the rook, but then he just obviously takes that there, and I'm in check. So I think I kind of have to take the rook here, because then he takes here. Oh, or I just go and checkmate. It's unfortunate. 0 for 1 so far in the stream. Try to focus up on the second one. Mr. Alpha Boss. So here's a normal trap if I then try to do a fried liver thing up to there. He just throws his queen out somewhere around there. Push that away. Yeah, I can't take that, so that was stupid. Now obviously this is all open, which is not good. I'll probably just long castle. Try to pressure him off that just a little bit. Unfortunately, I'm not that good at chess, so I don't have a ton of insights like good chess players would have while they're playing. I'm mostly just trying not to blunder all my pieces. So far, pretty successful at that in this game. Better than the last one. That's better. I don't like my position at all. Move there to look to go there, then doesn't I draw terrible arrows. It doesn't directly fork this piece here in this because he can obviously just go across and take, but it does kind of mess me up there, and I think I might have just lost. I think that's checkmate right there. 0 for 2. Okay. He just blundered mate and won. He just had to go there. Unless I missed something, but it looked like that was just checkmate. Yeah, that was just checkmate that he just blundered. Gotta love it. I don't know why he just didn't win the game. I don't think it's gonna matter too much because I'm kind of in a tough spot. All of this is blocking me. Yeah, so I'm kind of in the same boat. So I'm just gonna go ahead and resign this one. I'm gonna take a break for a second to check the tat. Highest. Yeah, the highest that I've ever been is 1260 or 1276, like I mentioned at the beginning. That was just recently that I did that. When I first started back after years and years of not playing, I was in the 8 and 900s. Trying to get to 1,000 was difficult. I don't know if there's a widget here that says the audio stream bitrate is 0. I don't know. Hopefully the audio sounds all right. But I'm trying to check in the chat part, and then I'm going to go ahead and we'll hopefully try to win a game. I'm what, 0 for 3 or 0 for 2? I always do the Chiron Con opening. One of the few names of moves that I know. I'm going to go ahead and just do normal moves. What's nice is when you get to very similar positions, you can kind of just do the same moves over and over, so it's not really that. Oh my gosh. Oh, he just blundered his queen. Oh, that's unfortunate. That's usually when my rating goes up the highest, is when I notice like random moves like that in games, because then you just get not necessarily a free win, but like the guy probably would have resigned if I would have took that piece. Understandably so. Here's actually going to be an interesting move. So I'm going to do this, because then you can take my queen, but we just keep taking pieces. Yeah, this is frustrating because this is a game I should have already won. Oh, perfect. I'm glad the audio sounds great. I actually have 2 pop filters on my mic now. I have like a normal one that you put over it's just a Blue Yeti mic, the normal like cover you put over it. And then I just blundered my queen, didn't I? Unfortunate. I'll try to play a lot of these games out until it becomes unbearable. Even if I'm losing. Big thing to do with 3-minute chess if you are losing is just to play very quickly. I mean, if the guy blundered his queen once, there's a chance that he could blunder it again. Here, I have a potential fork. If he doesn't notice, he probably will. It's not a very difficult one to see, especially because my knight can only go here, back to where it was, back down to that square. Like, there's not many good moves for it. Okay, he didn't see it, so we're gonna go ahead and fork those pieces. Even though that gets taken, it's definitely still a good trade. If he takes the bishop with either the pawn or the rook, then obviously I still get his queen. So that part is good. That's a free rook. Then he went ahead and traded. I'm gonna go ahead and save my knight. Go ahead and check there. Ends up working out pretty nice for us, because if he takes here, we just take back. He's gonna push that up. It's gonna be, darn. Yeah, this is bad. Yeah, I just lose because he just goes up. Unfortunate. And that's a game that I should have won. Let's focus up and actually win this one. I'm dropping all kinds of points left and right. And I showed you my 1276 and then proceeded to lose 30 points on my rating. Here. I always like playing on the computer because you can see what you actually did. So it says Banana game. I don't know any of these names. But it's kind of an interesting position because this is what tends to happen in a lot of games. You kind of get into a relatively even position. Hard to really see if you're truly winning or losing until after the game in like this kind of position. But for the most part, there's nothing that's like glaringly wrong on either my position or his position. So you just kind of have to proceed slowly. I don't really have any big ideas of what I want to try to push up, because I have decent pressure on the center. You would happen to push that pawn up. I think he's kind of in the same boat. He's trying to figure out what he wants to do. Definitely, definitely muscle man. My actual best win as far as like the rating was someone that abandoned the game or like didn't play. So it's kind of unfortunate because I had a, because it will keep track on chess.com like your lifetime highest score or rating that you achieve, but it will also keep track of like who the best opponent that you beat is. Of course, mine was like a 15 or 1600 rated person, but they didn't even play the game, so it wasn't really a fair like best game ever, which kind of sucks. But I guess a win is a win. We'll go ahead and take there. Hopefully, he try to open this board up just a tiny bit. He'll probably take. We'll take up here. He doesn't take. Maybe he moved there so he can pressure here, but I have, 3 pieces that are protecting that pawn. Okay. I guess we might dance for a little bit. I don't particularly want to draw, but also it might just be what we do. He decided against it, which I think is smart because I don't think his position is losing at all. I don't think he's necessarily winning, but it's not one where you're trying to force a draw by repetition, that's for sure. I generally like his position better, but I don't feel like mine's too bad. Just trade there. Then So I moved here. I'll probably take. If not, I'm gonna take. Because now we're definitely in like the end game portion. I'm up on time, which is the big reason why I wanted to do that. And I like my position just a little bit better. Because now I can push this pawn up. Yeah, because now he's kind of in a weird spot where... Oh, perfect. He's kind of playing for me. Now we're just chilling. Keep moving up there. He's going to want to take there, so just keep pushing. Um, yeah, he has queen first. Gotta go over. Well, that's interesting. So he's gonna... Oh, so I might just lose, yeah. We'll just do the same thing. So now we play the fun game of try not to get checkmated. Now the best I can do is a draw. With just a queen and his king, it's pretty easy to force checkmate. He might accidentally stalemate, but we'll see what I can do. Oh, that's funny. But those are fun. Yeah, you see up there mate in 4, so like if he had more time, then he definitely would have been able to win that game. I have done 1 minute chess. That is really stressful to do, and when I do 1 minute chess, I usually play really poorly very quickly, and there's a lot of like easy traps to fall into with any chess, any time of chess. But in minute chess, it becomes exacerbated what you can fall into, and it becomes very difficult to be able to do that. Yeah, so this one's just a draw because of the time. Stalemate would be there if I couldn't move anywhere, but good outcome considering I didn't have any pieces left. The Sicilian defense, so this is... I should learn the names a little bit more, but usually when they do the Sicilian, I just do a normal opening, which I guess it's minus Sicilian defense boulder attack. See if I can actually catch my first win. I'm getting closer. Now this could be an interesting move. So, assuming nothing weird happens, I could take this piece with my bishop and then fork. That's there. So, actually, I'm still going to try to do it. Because he'll go here. Or not. That kind of did not work out how I was hoping. I still do win that bishop though, but I'm still down 3. So I'm down a full piece. Yeah, but for that last game, it's considered a draw through insufficient material, just because um, I I wouldn't technically win because there is no there is no way for me to actually win because I only had my king left, and he ran out of time, so it just becomes a draw from that. Stalemate's just if you put me in a position where I can't move my king and I'm not in check, or I don't have any. You could theoretically do it with all your pieces on the board, but you'd have to have none of them able to move. Actually, you couldn't do it with normal pieces for the most part. Like if you had a knight, I think. In most positions, we're just gonna build up this attack rate right up the center. See what we can do. Hmm. He takes there. My trade. Well, no, I wouldn't imagine he would take for that. That wouldn't be a very good move. Now it's a good move. Well, we'll go ahead and put pressure here. So if he takes here, one, it opens up this G file, which will be good, and then I would be able to do that, but he didn't want to be, he wasn't interested in that. I kind of lose that pawn, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm already down pieces. Pawn here or there is not going to matter too much. I'm up on time, which is good. So stalemates are draw. It's just is like what causes the draw. So not all draws are stalemates, but all stalemates are draws. Oh no, I lost. I know. I can move down there and each takes, and it's a GG. And I'm gonna be below 1200. Alright. I always never take that piece when I play bad, but when I'm focused, then I always make that trade up in the middle. In general, trading knights for bishops are always a good trade. So even though he has a knight, like technically we're even on material, I'm, according to Bobby Fischer, slightly up because I have a bishop traded for his knight. I think it was Bobby Fischer that said that bishops are worth slightly more than knights. As I blunder checkmate. Goodness. That move sequence is a very common one that you'll see in that position. It basically just means that I quote unquote win the bishop, even though it's an even trade. Ends up being a good trade to trade a knight for a bishop there. Plus I get to advance some of the pawns up, which isn't bad. So he might take, get him to make a decision. Go over. He has to take here. If he doesn't, I take the bishop. He takes with his knight, and then I end up being up a piece. I don't mind making that trade. Go ahead and castle. Whoops, clicked the wrong tab. There we go. Sorry about that. Oh, that's not good, because that's just a free piece for him. That's unfortunate. I actually did trade 2 pawns for that, so it ended up being not the worst thing in the world. Now he has to move the knight there. Oh, actually, we're even again on pieces because I took 3 pawns. It's actually kind of funny that that happened. Go ahead and do this. With the idea of moving the rook over. Then he trades, I trade. I'll dance with him for a little bit. Do this. That protects that pawn with the queen. He did not see that. Unless I missed something. I think he just straight up blundered that piece. And he definitely blundered because he's waited about 10 seconds to move. He's contemplating everything in his life right now. We'll just shove this pawn up. Might be my first win. Oops. Just have to pay attention to all the shenanigans that's happening over here. Make sure I don't get back or get checkmated by accident. We're definitely in a really good spot. Look up there. We're just gonna move away from that because he's gonna want to try to fork me or something with a knight. Knights can be tricky. Actually gonna take this piece. Because then I just get a new queen in the next move. I just win a rook. Game kind of plays itself out at this point when you're up 8 points. As long as you just don't do anything too stupid. So, it looks like he's going to pressure down to there. What we're going to do is move over slightly. And then, so this obviously pressures his queen. Just kind of force moves at this point. Being up 20 seconds, he's down a ton of material. Certainly in a much better position than he is. Go ahead here, make him have to move his knight again. I can essentially just spend my last little bit of time just chasing his pieces around. But the idea isn't just to put pressure on his knight here. It's to force a little check here. He could push up like there. And again, make his knight move. Not sure really. I mean, he has a lot of places to move it, but that pawn's kind of free. I don't think he has any way to protect it, no. And there's only 10 seconds left, so shouldn't be any bad stuff happening. I should have actually just went right to that spot, but it's not too big of a deal. Yeah, I just win. There we go. Doesn't matter, he runs out of time. There we go. We are off the losing streak. Not to play. Those are the best moves when you see someone blunder and they just wait 15 seconds to make another move. You just know they're just, should I just resign and move to the next game or not? It's a very common feeling because I do get that quite frequently when I lose. It's really demoralizing when it's just like a night or something, like it hurts, but it's not like you're ready just to turn off the or exit out of the website. But man, when you blunder your queen for nothing, then it does feel pretty bad. So he's gonna take here. It's a pretty common theme. It's actually a good move for him. Actually, that's a hanging piece. Um, it stinks, but we're still chilling. Not really a good move to do that, but I do kind of get let's see. I do trade a knight for a bishop, which is, I think I've said it a bunch, it's generally a good trade to do. That's probably not the best position to do it because my pawn's kind of, he's just chilling, not in a good way. But there, he's gonna push that pawn up probably. I'm just gonna push my pawn up there. We'll push that there. And move back. He takes, now obviously I just take back. Hmm. That was probably a dumb move because now my knight's kind of trapped there. But there really isn't any way that he gets to it. That's a free pawn for him. This pawn has been hanging for like 3 moves. I could have just took it with my knight. I didn't even realize that, but now this actually sets up a discovery. Can't take, obviously, because the queen's right there. But he took away that discovery smartly. Actually gonna do this. Kind of a fork, but not really. But what it really did open up there was this free pawn now. And oh, that was really bad. Why did you do that? Up a pawn, I'm down terribly in time. I was not paying enough attention to that. So I gotta move a lot faster now. So the plan here is to move this rook up a spot to there, and then to put that as an attack, because even if he takes knight there, it's obviously just checkmate. He's in a pretty bad spot, and he's wasting a lot of time now. Not really wasting, I mean, he's hopefully they're thinking about their move, but they're using a lot of their time, which has actually caught me all the way back up here. Let's keep putting him in check. And then we can pressure here again. Now I don't have to lose my knight. He takes, take with the knights. And I did that right as I said it. Makes me look a lot smarter than I actually am. Okay. Okay. Oh no, that's not good. Oh well. Oh, and I lost to that guy. Look at this funny picture. Alright. Oh, wow. Free moving. Oh, that's pretty funny. I totally forgot about that pawn up there. So this was funny. Is like with the 1200 rated match, like you'd think people would kind of notice like obvious stuff like that, but very often, very often that stuff will get missed. No retreat, no surrender until we get absolutely deleted by a checkmate. Let's see. I do have a check there. It's useful to kind of know if you have a check, just not just to use it whenever it's available, but I could potentially set something up discovery wise. So that's rough. I lose my knight too. I've been having to play as black a lot, which is usually what chess.com does. I actually had premium for a while, and then they started to have server issues, and their matchmaking is kind of not the best sometimes. I actually figured out a way. They actually mentioned it because I left like a negative review when I canceled the premium, saying that like their matchmaking kind of doesn't make any sense because before when I had the setting, like the matchmaking setting, you can change it to how far away people's ratings are when you play them. Because before I think it was like 250 in either direction, and then I changed it. I think it's like 25 below is the lowest. So actually, one of the reasons my chess rating went up is I didn't have to try to play people that had 1,000 rating, um, which is not necessarily like it's bad on two fronts because like one, you're not really getting better playing someone that bad at chess relative to what your skill is, but you're also getting like how down here it says I would get 7 if I win and lose 9. There you get like 4 points if you win and 12 points you would get it or you would lose. So it's like there's not a win. It's a lose-lose scenario as far as like those games go, because you don't really get any, you don't learn anything from people with that level of skill, and you also just lose a ton if you do happen to lose against them. Yes. Okay. That was definitely bad because he puts me in check here. I have to go up. Oh, wow. Yeah. I get to play his weight finally. If I do more of these streams, I'll play better while I'm streaming and not just lose every single game. Mm-hmm. Isn't it very stable? I like the Sicilian opening when I play against it. It's very difficult. So that's why I think a lot of people use it. I don't know. I don't watch much chess content anymore. I just play it. And then definitely, that was a stupid move because he just does that. And I have to do that, so it's not taken. Oh wow. Okay, we're not looking at that game anymore. That was ugly. Then I was gonna try the Sicilian, but then of course they moved their queen pawn, so kind of nullifies that. Actually, free pawn you can't take here. Now the problem with me taking his rook here is that he takes with this pawn, I take back, and then he takes, and then I lose my rook. So we're gonna prevent that. We're still up 2 points, and he just blundered his rook, so that also works. Honestly, that was just really nice of him. I don't know why he did that. I guess I can just take with that piece instead. Although that bishop's coming. Bishop's gonna be a coming. Yep. So this actually, I actually just won his bishop. Because now he's in check, so he has to move out of check, which means that honestly we'll just smash it with our queen. He said, "Get me out." That's pretty funny. All right, maybe I go on a winning streak now. All right, another Sicilian defense, so we're gonna try this instead. We're just gonna turtle up a little bit. Don't want to do that yet. Just keep doing normal development. Sometimes I think I try to develop too quickly and try to do too much early, when really you just have to make normal moves that aren't really that exciting, but are just normal development moves to allow things to kind of naturally happen in the game. And to make sure bad things don't happen mostly. It's very easy to let bad things happen. No, we're not looking at that game anymore. Uh, let's see. Well, normally you don't want to like turtle up and just try to win on time, but you just want to put yourself in a good position to develop. And those games usually take a bit longer. There's not as much exciting stuff that happens in them early, but most games, once you get above a certain level, I would say even like lower rated games, if like 800 to 900 games, you're not generally going to see people lose really quickly. It's mostly just general positions or blunders that will be losses. So he wants to go there. Doesn't really matter because my bishop's there to protect it. I'm going to shove this pawn up. Want that pawn to go right there, make him have to trade that. Made me have to move. Really good move on his part, but I'm just going to kind of ignore the fact that he just took that piece. It's not a good trade, obviously, because I'm down points now, but I still feel like I have a pretty strong position here. A lot of pressure. So this move does open up two potential checks to there and to there. Obviously, he just takes them in my current spot, but that check could be good. If he moves his queen in a bad spot, then that would fork his rook. I really want to move that queen because he'd be double forked there with both of his knights. All right. So the reason we moved there is to put protection on that spot, which then just that's the game. Yeah, that's brutal. Yeah, he just lost. Yes, but his queen right there. Yep. Now I'm kind of in a good group, so hopefully I got all my bad losses out of the way. The French defense, which is the most passive way you can start a game. Playing very quickly. He probably takes now. Yeah. Oh, unfortunate. You can actually put me in check there. I think he has to move his rook here. Moves his rook there, then I move up. I don't know why the arrow doesn't work for one spot. I move my queen up to put more pressure on that spot, and then just kind of go from there. Okay. Oh wow, that's yep, he just lost. So the reason he lost there. Oh, I'll just use this. I don't know if the stream gets messed up, but I move that to there. He takes. I take with my second rook, and then he's stuck there, and and just checkmate at that point. Which is why he resigned. It was a forced checkmate too, so there wasn't anything he was going to do. My knight's just on the side of the board, which I've been told is not a good spot for it to be. They just take. Oh, wasn't paying attention. Those are the scary trades when you're not expecting him to randomly trade like that. It's not that random, but I wasn't looking at that move. I always panic and think I blundered a piece, so here is where normally I would not see that his queen is just literally hanging there, but we're going to go ahead and take that and assume that he just blundered that. There we go. So now you can see, I talked about it earlier, when I see the queen blunders, that's usually when I'm playing well. He's going to do the Chiron Con. Let me do the Chiron Con defense. He's not going to fall for the blunder. Moving the knight there. So we're just going to do normal stuff. Ashley took. Never good to take like that because then I'm still in a good development here. You always want to kind of move it back and then there and make me have to shove pawns up. At least I think that's generally the better thing to do because it kind of ruins my king's defensive position there. Or my defensive position. We're not going to mess about with that. Okay. Everything here is pretty standard. He's probably just going to castle, because even if I take his knight, he has the bishop to protect. So I'm going to try to bait this pawn up. Unfortunately, he's not falling for the baits. This is stupid. This is a real stupid move. The idea with it, though, is I put it here, my queen here. I obviously give up that piece, but now he's not able to castle. Can't castle long because my queen's putting him in check there. Actually don't care about that knight. Now I do. Yeah, fortunately it didn't really work out, but it is what it is. It's kind of fun to try stuff like that sometimes. Because even if it doesn't work out, it does make games more interesting. You kind of learn the most when you kind of try different things. You learn why it's a bad move or why it doesn't work in that particular spot when it could work or stuff like that. Because it's not that that blunder there was necessarily that advanced, but there are moves that can be similar to that. Where you sacrifice a piece for a position, and it's such a good position that you end up kind of winning off that position, or just being, completely winning in general. See here. Let me check. It's pretty rude. Kind of disrespectful. Random checks like that are sometimes they can be fun, but it's just kind of funny when they're really random. Here, I think I'm good. If I take hashtag winning streak, definitely. He's probably gonna push that there. Yeah. But we can just do that. He's actually in a terrible spot, so I put him in check here. He takes. Put him in check again. He can't actually. He has to move away and give me that other rook. I appreciate that. He just blundered his queen. I'm noticing the queen blunders. I'm making the normal plays. Like the third straight win I've had from someone blundering their queen. Now that one, in that kind of game, sometimes I will make a move like that because you're already kind of losing, so you just kind of throw up a Hail Mary at the end to see if they don't notice that their queen is then hanging, and then you kind of just win a free queen and turn the game around. When you already kind of know like you're probably going to resign in the next couple moves. It's a free pawn. Guy's playing weird. So even if he takes here, we take with the rook because it's still an even trade. Should I go up to here? Okay, he wants the castle pretty bad. We're gonna do this. Go down here. This guy's actually playing pretty well. These are the fun games when moves go pretty quick, as they just blunder a piece. Golly gee willikers. Oh, not paying attention. Gosh, I'm down a lot now. Move there just to push his bishop out of the way. Because I'm down. Oh no, I still like that trade. Sometimes you don't want to trade pieces when you're down a bunch. Okay. Go over here to hopefully take that if he doesn't notice. He in fact did not notice. Might push over here, in which case we go there. Okay. We come back. Go up to there. Yeah, it's not good, so he just won my queen. I think I lose this one. Most likely. I'm down a ton of time too. Oh yeah, I lost. There's all my pieces. The end of the win streak. 1276 is still my best, so guys like this are boring. They just trade all their pieces. I actually just won the game. Oh, Donkey Shrek, what a name. But that's I forget the exact term, it might be discover or something, but the reason he lost there is that knight was protecting the queen. I took the knight and it put him in check, even though he could just take the bishop. Obviously his queen's just hanging there and he can't do anything about it, so all right, got all those points back. Or at least most of them. Guy's playing fast. Sometimes when guys play super fast in their openings like this, if you just play a really stupid move that would win a piece that shouldn't, sometimes they don't notice and you just take their queen or something. It's risky to do, but it's funny if it ever does work. We're actually just going to move this up because my knight is actually protected here. And my queen does obviously protect the king. I could have moved my knight back, but then that would have just gave him a free pawn there. And I of course want to use my knight to take it so I can maintain my ability to castle. He has a Snorlax as his picture. The profile pictures are always hilarious. Okay, so that's up there. We're just gonna take. Now we have that pawn potentially open. All he has to do is move one of the rooks or his bishop back. So there's a million ways to prevent this fork. Even when there's an obvious move like that, that you know that they're probably going to see, it's usually good to try it because there's not much of a risk to trying it. And then, like, as you see, he just moved his king there. So you're already close enough to where you can take advantage of the blunder that he just made there and just get a free piece. Oh, wow. I blundered there. Played that really fast, too. I don't think he's expecting me to blunder immediately right after he blundered. So this could be a back rank checkmate if my bishop wasn't there, or my knight wasn't there. But of course, if I take here, then I just lose. So we're just gonna go ahead and make sure I don't just lose, because I don't identify as a loser. Thank you, Mr. Muscle Man. I hope you have a good night. Hello, Kento. I see you in the chat now. Appreciate you stopping by. I'm just trying not to lose all these chess games. Very difficult. I think I kind of win that pawn. I'm up on time a bit, so that's good. Kind of having fun streaming. I know there's not a ton of people that show up to these things, but it's always kind of nice. I think it's interesting content to try out because I don't normally watch a lot of streamers and stuff. Oh, I think I win a pawn here. Where I just win the game. It is blunders. So not only did I win if he kept playing, I would win that rook. He couldn't take it with his pawn because then my rook's there. So just a complete blunder. Sorry about Bo. He heard noises outside. All right, let's see what we can do. I don't want to jinx myself, but it seems like we're both in a decent position. Let's take. Less thinking, more taking. All right. We're up on time, which is good. That was a good move on his part. I don't like my position. I shouldn't have moved. I actually don't think I had a choice, though. I don't have any other pieces to move. I'm messing up big, too, now. Darn. Yeah, he just runs those both down. There's nothing I can do there. Unfortunate. He wants to play again, but we don't rematch people. Alright. We're gonna play one more game. We're not gonna play that guy, though. After this game, I'm probably gonna end the stream. Get the video edited. I actually will have a video up tomorrow of training because I did some normal stuff today. Normal and a good training. Last couple days I have been training, but just haven't been happy with the end result of them or like the totality of the training. So I've been pretty lazy and not really wanting to edit. So it's like a combination of like being lazy, but also just not being like very excited about the training session. And so when that happens, I just don't want to I don't want to like spend the time editing it because I'm kind of annoyed at myself for just how a session went if it went poorly. Hmm. I'm down 2 pounds, so that's not a good thing for sure. He has to address, probably move over, yeah. I'm getting some decent pressure now, just good. Got pressure on the knight, or on his rook. So he's gonna put pressure on mine. Don't really care about that pressure though, because we have that there. So we're just gonna go ahead and take. Because then that opens up that. Oh, that sucks. Oh, I still can just, no, I can't just take. I think, oh, he pre-moved that, so I took advantage of that. A very nice blunder on his part for me. So if he didn't pre-move there, I actually would have just lost the game. And he just blundered that piece, yeah. Wow. That is what we call a very ugly game, but you know, I'll take it. So I think I ended up slightly higher because I think when I was, or well, I guess the first couple I was about 1260. So I'm gonna wrap up the stream here. I've been streaming for an hour and 12 minutes, so I do appreciate. I saw two people in the chat, Mr. Muscleman and Kento Nanami. I think that's how you say your last name, but I appreciate you guys both showing up and showing a little bit of support, but that's going to be it for this live stream. And hopefully I do this maybe once a week. Because on Saturday nights, I, play some chess and show you how bad I are, or do some sort of gaming, maybe play some Smite, the other video game I play as well. But we'll see. Something on Saturday nights is kind of like a hangout thing. But that's it for now. I'll talk to you on the next one, and hope you all have a great night. Peace.